All right, today is my first art video, and it's going to be on this comic I did, my first comic I did on Procreate. I've done a couple comics, but not through this platform, and it was so easily done. Basically, just like making yourself a coloring book and then coloring it just by using the layers. If you can figure out how the layers go and ordering them right, so you have a sketch layer, a finished ink layer, and then underneath that your coloring layer, and then it's just easy. You'll notice a lot of me doing a lot of erasing whenever I'm coloring, and it's because I do it in this layer function. But you can also like select a section if you can figure out the selector tool. It's a little tricky. You can select an area that you have in a layer and only color on that, so you don't have to erase. It's just the way I do it. So if you see that, you can do it other ways and things can be easier. But this is the way I like to do it. I like the amount of texture it gives, and I kind of like it being like a coloring book. It's really therapeutic for me. So that's how I use it. But yeah, this is a little comic I did for the comic I'm doing, and this was just related to the alien powers and stuff and trying to explain that. And I'm really I wouldn't say anti, but I don't love how in comics the dialogue gets in the way. What I want to do is animation, so a lot of what I do is making sure I have everything in the subtext and kind of plan things out to where I can have as little bubbles as possible with text, because I don't think it's eye appealing, and I don't like being limited to my art based off of a bubble. Like, I already have so many limitations just not having any schooling, and I don't need fighting anything else. Just make it as easy as possible. So yeah, I did each panel at a time, and you can, on the app, of course, like zoom in. So every time I'm doing this, I'm like zooming in on an area. I'm not like looking at it like this and drawing in each section like a piece of paper, which is the great thing about Procreate. It's just so easy to use. My 5-year-old uses it and makes stuff with it. It's incredible, and it's easy for him. So honestly, it really is easy for anyone to learn, and he only knows the basic functions of it, and has been able to create some awesome patterns and draw his favorite character, Spider-Man. So it's really easy for anyone to use, literally anyone, and it's so cheap. I think it's like $1 or $2. It's so incredibly cheap. It's so worth it, especially if you're an artist or an aspiring artist and you're trying to learn. I get into where I'm so used to being on Procreate that whenever I go to a piece of paper, I will try and zoom in, or I'll use the pen in such a way where I'm trying to do things I can't do on paper because I'm so used to my tablet. And I'm so used to creating art in this free way of just adding and removing in whatever way you want. And it really makes it where you can do that thing that artists do, which is just to trust the process. They say that a lot, and it's true. If you're learning online how to do art, they'll say that a lot. It's trust the process. And that's definitely where I took it with this one, because I didn't really see how this could, be the start of it, because I'm not experienced at all with this kind of thing. But this is what I want to do, so I'm having to figure it out by myself. And honestly, it's going well, and Procreate has helped a lot with that. It's made it where a lot of things would have normally dissuaded me and made me feel like I might just stop just because it's so exhausting to learn something by yourself. But Procreate is so easy to learn by yourself, it's like really a good place to start. It's like acrylic paints. It's a good place to start if you're a painter and you don't have any experience. Yeah, this is just a lot of coloring and layers, and you got to make sure, that is one of the things I would make sure you're aware of the layers, because it stinks when you realize that you started drawing on the wrong layer and that it really does affect it. And you'll understand more as it goes, as you play around with it. And that's what I would say, have a lot of projects just on playing around with things you want to do, like perspective and textures and things. Just try to achieve things you'd normally do in whatever art you normally do, and try and do them in Procreate and play around with it. And it really does give freedom, like once you have it down, like just to do whatever you want. And honestly, I am doing it in a hard way, and it is just because it's therapeutic. Like I said, you can just have a layer with an object in it that you've drawn, and then select that tool with the selector tool that looks like a pointer. Select that, and it'll just select what you're doing in the layer. So you can just color in that. You don't have to do all this erasing like I'm doing. But I enjoy it. It's really nice. It honestly is just fun. I'm finishing up here, a little finishing touches. But yeah, this was fun to do. I hope you have fun. Have a great day.